brave means that knowing when you fail, you won't fail forever. Convince your enemy that he will gain very little by attacking you. This would diminish his enthusiasm. Where you are in a few months depends on what you do today. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Staying in the past won't help you move on to your future. Communism is the final logic of the dehumanization of man. Time is precious, but truth is more precious than time. We must live together as brothers or perish together as fools. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. The longing for paradise is man's longing not to be man. The truths that matter most to us come always half-spoken. War is peace. Freedom is slavery. Ignorance is strength. Everybody stay positive, no matter how negative life gets. He who pursues fame at the risk of losing his self is not a scholar. Almost nobody dances sober unless they happen to be insane. Nothing is permanent in this wicked world, not even our troubles. The more powerful the class, the more it claims not to exist. History, Stephen said, is a nightmare from which I am trying to awake. To truly laugh, you must be able to take your pain and play with it. Flow with whatever may happen and let your mind be free. The most important thing about a technology is how it changes people. We should forgive our enemies, but not before they are hanged. And remember, no matter where you go, there you are. You can't be brave if you've only had wonderful things happen to you. The job of feats is walking, but the hobby is dancing. He who requires much from himself and little from others will keep himself from being the object of resentment. The language of light can only be decoded by the heart. There is nothing more important than your eternal salvation. The whole house seemed to exhale a melancholy breath of emptiness. As long as you can use your hands, the world is your oyster. Not all things that fall down break. Some develop wings. For them to perceive the advantage of defeating the enemy, they must also have their rewards. True knowledge exists in knowing that you know nothing. Hearing voices no one else can hear isn't a good sign, even in the wizarding world. Once you stop learning, you start dying. The essence of technology is by no means anything technological. I am thankful for all of those who said no to me. It's because of them I'm doing it myself. All things one has forgotten, scream for help in dreams. Your own positive future begins in this moment. All you have is right now. Every goal is possible from here. It's enough for me to be sure that you and I exist at this moment. Transmit the established facts. Do not transmit words of exaggeration. If you do that, you will probably come out all right. Birth is not the beginning. Death is not the end. We all have two lives. The second one starts when we realize that we only have one. You don't have to like someone, but you have to treat them as you wish to be treated. Many things are not as they seem. The worst things in life never are. I don't think there's anything wrong with telling the truth. I know it isn't fashionable. Education is not the learning of facts, it's rather the training of the mind to think. Therefore, just as water retains no constant shape, so in warfare there are no constant conditions. In the end, the world always wins. That's just the way of things. At some point, we all look up and realize we are lost in a maze. Phase est ab host docere. One should learn even from one's enemies. In business, professionalism is not a tactic but a moral value. But only he who, himself enlightened, is not afraid of shadows. You are not the opinion of someone who doesn't know you. Even though the ship may go down, the journey goes on. Keep your dreams. You never know when you might need them. The trick is to enjoy life. Don't wish away your days, waiting for better ones ahead. There is an intelligent way to eat a live frog. I just don't know what it is. To think too long about doing a thing often becomes its undoing. The better organized the state, the duller its humanity. What seems to us as bitter trials are often blessings in disguise. Deeds will not be less valiant because they are unpraised. In the cherry blossom shade, there's no such thing as a stranger. Verily, knowledge is a lock, and its key is the question. It's not whether you get knocked down, it's whether you get up. Attack is the secret of defense. Defense is the planning of an attack. Take care of your body, then the rest will automatically become stronger. We reveal most about ourselves when we speak about others. Only he who has no use for the empire is fit to be entrusted with it. In order to change the world, you have to get your head together first. I only want to write, and there's no college for that, except life. We can't avoid reasoning, we can only avoid doing it well. It is not worth the while to let our imperfections disturb us always. The essence of being human is that one does not seek perfection. Life is like an onion. You peel it off one layer at a time, and sometimes you weep. The difficult problems in life always start off being simple. Great affairs always start off being small. Amid the turmoil and tumult of battle, there may be seeming disorder, and yet no real disorder at all. Each star is a mirror reflecting the truth inside you. Everything you do doesn't have to be seen or heard. You ask me if I keep a notebook to record my great ideas. I've only ever had one. In my heart's most secret place, I pity them as angels do. Energy may be likened to the bending of a crossbow, decision to the releasing of a trigger. I live my life in widening circles that reach out across the world. If a craftsman wants to do good work, he must first sharpen his tools. I can't go into detail, but it's why I went to the special meeting at the Pentagon. Ultimate excellence lies not in winning every battle, but in defeating the enemy without ever fighting. The only way out of the labyrinth of suffering is to forgive. If I cannot do great things, I can do small things in a great way. And there are really never endings, happy or otherwise. In my deepest wound, I saw your glory, and it dazzled me. You will always find an answer in the sound of water. All the fish needs is to get lost in the water. All man needs is to get lost in Tao. If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. One half of the world cannot understand the pleasures of the other. No one else has ever opened doors for me. I opened them myself. If you have the courage to begin, you have the courage to succeed. I've never seen anything as bright as the rays of kindness. There is no such thing as a great talent without great willpower. The snow goose need not bathe to make itself white. Neither need you do anything but be yourself. Common sense is the collection of prejudices acquired by age 18.